obviously. So you've seen this recent shift of mine to where the focus on lead generation and um social generation I've evolved to as a concept to think of it as to where it's just not like, talking to people and asking them if they're buying or selling, but more so like you have to do that. So that's still priority. Like Gary Keller's mastermind last week that I had the privilege of being on, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, like he specifically said that they're priority one and priority 1A in terms of like your sphere and your database and how you communicate with them, combined with just call it the marketing side of the business, right? And the old school, what do you want to call it? Method of just like lead generation based and marketing enhanced is not necessarily dead because again the notion of um like you still need to communicate directly to your sphere and your database however you think of that, right? Like I'm on this crusade to not call it lead generation because I feel like you go into it with a false pretense of like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to 10 people from my database today and get a lead from it. And it's possible, don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging that action, but that's not the overall design of this. And it's more so like I hear it constantly to where it's like I feel like it's pointless and it's not. So you're setting the business up is really the way to think of it. And then yes, you have this prioritized job, so to speak, to where you're making sure that you're following up and converting in your pipeline and in your lead follow-up mode. And that's where most of the time is going to be spent with our business for obvious reasons, because it's like, yeah, if you got it right in front of you, go out and convert it and get it done. So this overall, like you need to communicate directly, lead generation, social generation, your sphere, your database, however the hell you think of it, is still the priority. Okay. We're just more and more coming into a world for obvious reasons where they're interconnected that with the marketing side of the business. Okay. And that's a big kind of shift on my end lately, in terms of just the mindset to that. Because I guess just to offer perspective, it's been, for me, 9 years this past fall of being in this world at this level of like constantly consuming everything that's put out there or as much as possible is put out there from a learning standpoint on how to be successful in this business. And up until recently, and very recently, frankly, it's been just lead gen, lead gen, lead gen, lead gen, call, 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 call. And yeah, you need to market too. That's important, but you can get by without doing it. Now it's more so like it's not to say you won't be successful if you don't market yourself at all, but you're not going to reach your true potential, bluntly put. You're not going to reach the maximum amount of income that you could earn, bluntly put. So it's become a necessity more and more. There's a whole bunch of topics within marketing, right? And what I wanted to focus on today is just some of the creative side of it, right? And what you can do without having to have a full production, you know, video crew following you around type of stuff. What you can do, on the marketing side of things, really yourself or with limited type of professional, so to speak, resources to do so. So, uh, and just so everybody's aware, this is a mixed group between team and productivity coaching clients, partnerships that I have. So like for there's some that are aware and not aware of the dynamics in play, but to introduce one of them, Tyrone James, ABT agent of recent success, that's just like really crushing it on the personal social media side of the business. and creating, some really cool, like catchy, video content, that gets a really good result. Um, Thanks for joining us, Tyrone.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got it, man. You mind if I share some of your stuff just to set the stage?
Oh no, man, go ahead. Have at it.
The one that you did today, is that a good one? I haven't looked at it yet.
Sure, sure. Yeah, that's just basically just a cut up of everything that I did throughout the year.
Hold on,
Oh, I think I saw that, bro.
let me get Tyrone here. Give him a stage. You gotta see the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's his stuff.
Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work. You know why? You're almost there. Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that.
Find another one real quick. Send out one email and try finding another one. We got this one.
Oh, it's that's Sweet Walker, brother.
Yeah, yeah, that is.
And forgive me a fault, Tyrone.
Suave. Smooth,
Hey,
man. I love it.
Classic.
Jason, where's the one where he's talking to himself?
Well, be professionally produced, okay? Now, I'm going to say before we dive in with Tyrone and anybody else can contribute, I've asked Dalton Reynolds as an agent with out of Buffalo, and Anthony just him and I just recently started coaching together, and he's got a really strong marketing game. Got Shane Allen on here as well, who obviously for everybody on the team knows, but everybody outside of it runs everything marketing for our team. So want to kind of almost like a little panel type thing here, but anybody can chime in at any point. What I want everybody to know is like there's going to be certain levels of like, okay, Tyrone's killing it. That ain't me. And that's okay. All right. So like if nothing else, the mission from today's like you being here today or you listening to this at a later date needs to be just like what can I do marketing wise? What can I commit to marketing wise? Anything is better than nothing is really the concept in play. Okay. So to like, like embrace that and really, just understand that I'm not telling you to go out and like you got to do videos like Tyrone does. That's not what this is about. It's just more so like to get the ideation going of like what can you do? Because, again, conceptually speaking, set the stage is just like you need to do it. You need to do something, I should say. It's not that you need to do videos like Tyrone does. It's just that you need to do something to market yourself, on social media, especially. And this just being one example of like how to go about it. So, Tyrone, again, appreciate you taking the time to be featured here.
Yep. So uh basically I have a background in nursing. So coming to the real estate game, I was just coming in with really no background in sales and things like that. So what I did is I picked the brains of different agents who have been here, who know what it takes to be successful. And a lot of what I got was you just have to let people know you're an agent, so people can trust you. So what I did was I took that and then like thought, how what's the best way for people, especially people in my circle who don't know me as a real estate agent, to see me as an agent and to trust me as an agent. So I just basically wanted to get a personality out there as a real estate agent, and then they could see me in the environment. Also get a good feel of who I am as a person and what makes me tick, so they feel like they have a personal relationship with me.
I love it.
Mhm.
I think that's a great like correlation to where like, okay, what plan do I need to be successful in my business?
Mhm.
And recognizing like I need to be seen. I need for my
Mhm.
people to know that I'm in real estate. Recognizing that you have this platform of social media to be able to like just there, like go where people are, right? They're there.
Mhm.
Your people are on social media. It's a big point
Exactly.
of why this is such a topic. And then to yeah, implement from there. Like good for you. Good for
Mhm.
you. I guess my my first question to you would be, like tell us about the like creative process, right? Like how do you come up with this stuff? Because there's some really cool stuff. Like it's awesome stuff. It's just like how do what process plays out? Because I'm sure it's not just like something pops into your mind and 3 minutes later it's posted on social media, right? So
No,
like,
no.
how do
So
you create? What's the idea, the ideas for coming up with this stuff? But prior to like stay in the idea side and not necessarily like here's the app I use to do it and stuff like that. Yeah.
gotcha. So what I do is I'll see things like I'll see different situations and be like that would be pretty funny if that played out this way, or look at the trends that are going on with the younger group, like the 6'7" thing, and then like I'm just sitting there thinking about that, like that'd be pretty funny between the agent and their client. So I just like I'm always thinking of things that would be interesting, entertaining, things like that. And then in the back of my mind, it's always processing. How can I make this work? What do I need to film to do it? How can I make it easy? So then and then once it's finished, I'm done basically thinking about it. I got a whole idea. Then I'll go ahead and start filming.
Love it.
Hmm.
Love it. Is there a like, and don't feel like there needs to be, I guess, if there's not, but is there like a sit down, like I'm gonna write out the script or like I'm trying to think of like a production board type of thing. I'm trying to think of what the concept is in that professional world, but like, is there any sort of like, formal process that you take on, or is it more of a, loose wing it type of thing?
Yeah, I wish I could sit here and tell you there was a formal process, but no, no. It's just in the back of my mind, just running, and then and once I get a chance to sit down and have like a clear vision of what I want, then I'll start. I'll take out the camera and just start shooting different shots.
I love it. I
Hmm.
love it. I'm actually happy that was the answer, right?
Hmm.
Because I want everybody to be encouraged that like this doesn't to do this effectively at a high level. That's why you're here. This doesn't need to be like some, sit down and plan this out for 2 hours, before you get, into action of doing it.
Hmm.
So like that's awesome.
Hmm.
I will say for others, that may need to be what happens, right? To where there is like more of a formal planning process to allow yourself to get to the point to do it. One thing I'll say, like, and it's kind of a topic for everything, right? But like, use AI,
Hmm.
right? If you need, like, I've been doing that, like the stuff that I've been doing with these green screen type videos.
Hmm.
I'll pick a topic, kind of similar type dynamic where it's like, all right, what's out there? What am I hearing about? What am I comfortable getting out there? Right.
Hmm.
And then talk back and forth to AI about it till I
Yep.
get to a point where it's like, write me a 90-second reel script.
Yep. Hmm.
So, just as an example for how to create. Love it. Anything else to add? Anybody else want to add anything in terms of like, okay, how do we get, how do we get the creativity to actually post something that's not just, shared from somewhere else or, your listing or, whatever it is, right? Like
Uh,
customized content, I guess is the topic.
so, Jason, you mentioning AI, I think it's obviously a super helpful tool nowadays, and it just kind of takes the thought process out of it. But I think one people where a lot of people struggle is they think it's got to be like this crazy out of the box thing, and it could be something super simple. I, for me, right, there are, if anybody knows me in this group, like I put out like some crazy cinematic content sometimes for listings and whatnot. But then there's the normal day to day where it's like, hey, look, I only have 5 minutes. What happened last night? What did I do yesterday that I could scroll through my phone? And always just trying to take photos of where I'm at, add a little story to it, post it. People want to see that you're a real person. You're not a robot and you're not just a salesperson. They don't want to see just, you're just listed and just sold all the time. Otherwise, they just scroll by. They're like, great, cool house versus oh wow he's got a family, oh he's got this going on, oh he snowboards, oh so I think people get in their own way when it comes to social media and content creation, Sometimes it could just be real simple. If you're not really big into the creation side and you're worried about what to post, just post anything. Post about what you had for dinner. Post like, hey, this restaurant was really cool. They had this service, they had offered this meal. It could be anything, literally anything. Post about your dog, you know?
Well, I think that's an important, overall topic to things because it's like I do feel there needs to be a pretty hard balance of like 50-50 is really like I like it. Like 60-40 real estate, fine. My subjective belief, I don't have the statistics to back anything, just how I feel about it is like I wouldn't go beyond that, right? I think people want to work with you as a human more than they do you as a real estate agent. And now where I think you can kind of really and to Tyrone's credit, for example, like he's checking both boxes when he's getting himself out there with fun, creative, humorous content, right? About real estate. Like that's just almost like the friggin' best of all worlds, right? But yeah, I think it's a great point, Dalton, to where it's a matter of like, yeah, you don't want to just, be all real estate all the time. Because then when people do run into you, there's, nothing that they feel that they can talk to you about other than that versus um, like actually, Dalton, great example. I meant to reach out to you because I saw your post about was it mulberries and blanket. My parents go there all the time. They freaking love it, right? And it's
Yep.
just like it's relatable, right? To where it's like, yeah, my parents will drive an hour and a half to go eat there specifically and come back. Saw you there. Good.
Now I did something with that, and I've talked about this in the past. I don't post anything. It is a non-negotiable, no controversial content when it comes to politics, religion, anything like that. Anything that is like very controversial, it is not does not belong on social media. At no point in this industry or in life has anybody ever gone through Facebook, scrolled, saw a political take, and been like, ah, yeah, I'm going to change my mind on that now. You're just going to start a war,
Yeah.
right? So if anything, I'm going to post something that is a little might cause a little controversy in the eating world, right? I just posted, I said, Mulberry restaurant is Italian restaurant is top two Italian restaurants in West New York, and it's not top two, or it's not number two.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of people texting me separately. They're like, "Oh man, you got to try this. You got to, this, right?" So people were commenting and giving their own take, but in a fun way. It's not gonna
Right.
hurt anybody at the end of the day.
Well, and first of all, I love that spin on like I'm going to be controversial on topics that aren't controversial because that causes
Correct.
engagement, right?
Correct.
And yeah, the notion of like you know, staying out of the lanes where there is controversy. Um, I agree with personally. I think for an agent business owner, like if you're going to go that route, like yeah, just know that that's now your audience and you're you may have issues with, conflicting views of a different audience, right? And if that's a choice and you can reach your goals from there, fine. But
As soon as you,
generally speaking, most of
yeah,
us are going to, subscribe to what you just said. And
yeah. Well,
I
because as soon as you make a post about your political or religious views, you're
Right.
losing at least half your audience.
Yep.
It happens.
Yep.
There's no win. And I saw an agent recently that posted. He's like, I'm kind of talking to agents. He's like, I'm trying to find out how to grow my business. Anybody have recommendations? Da da da. Da. And I DM'd him. I was like, word of advice: if you're looking to grow your business, stop posting your political thoughts. Might help. And he's like, well, if they don't believe in my political views, then I don't want to work with them. I'm like, "I- yeah, I get where you're coming from, but then don't be mad when your business is not here when you're doing everything to just shoot yourself in the foot."
Yep. Yeah, the only thing else I agree, it's my style too. I'll just add because I have partners with somebody that goes in the other direction, right? And it's a brand developed off of this, and they're
Sure.
all in on it. and there's the acknowledgement of it, and it's, you know, it's essentially their plan. You just got to have that type of clarity, right? Don't go loosey goosey with you know, a post about whatever, you know, randomly out of left field, when it's not
Yeah.
something that you're willing to go compound from there to really target that audience, because yeah, you could you know, just it's that easy to lose somebody, right? But and especially this day and age where it's just like you make one mistake of one simple post and it triggered somebody, you could be dead to them for the rest of your career. So fair or not, but good stuff. Tyrone, tell us how do these things get made? You
Um,
know.
it, like Dalton said, man, it's simple. Like I got a simple app called CapCut. I just go in with CapCut, uh, edit my video. You can cut it. You can rotate it. You can add music. You can add any type of sound effect. It takes not even like 10,
What's it
15
called, dude? CapCut?
minutes. CapCut. Yep, CapCut. And you're gonna have it's gonna have a branding at the end. You're gonna want to delete that. So you just delete that. You make a video. You set your camera on HD. I do 4K for the camera just to make the picture clear because people pay attention to quality. And then that gets your audience. That gets them to stay for the whole video. You want to be able to be understood, articulate things like that. Just a good quality camera phone will do it.
Does the CapCut photo and video editor, is that it, what it is?
Yep.
Yep.
You
Okay.
use the free version, Tyrone, or do you pay?
Yep. Everything you need is in the free version.
Love it. So describe that. Like essentially you can use that to edit. So like, would you tape from that app or would you tape from your phone?
I tape from my phone. I tape from my phone, save it to my videos in the phone, photos in the phone, and it lets you just upload it to the app.
And then, you know, kind of the editing and the trimming and everything plays out from that app.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory from there. The biggest thing is just doing it. Just get in there, play around, find out what it has to offer, and then it's simple.
I love it. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, when we were talking about this, preparing for it, you know, I realized like I'm overthinking it, right, on my end because it's just like there's not a huge playbook here, folks.
Right.
Like there's not a, you know, not an in-depth like 18 point like in-depth, you know, page process that you really got to execute on to do this at a high level. And we have the technology these days that's readily available and free to be able to put out quality stuff. Shane, chime in at any point, but what from a production standpoint, any tips, tricks, any perspective you have, and you know, how you go about things?
Production wise, I feel like that can get in the way of people as far as they're so concentrated on the quality that's just getting in the way of them actually posting things. So just like start recording things, shoot in natural light. You don't have to worry about getting lighting rigs and all that stuff. It's just mostly about being consistent. But yeah, definitely want to record stuff on your phone and then dump it into a video editor. Um, yeah, I'd say concentrate if you're doing stuff that requires a script. Just remember you've got 2 seconds to hook people. So you gotta really concentrate on hook first, whatever that means for whatever piece of content you're doing. It's usually, you know, probably you talking to the camera
So
or doing some type of
Really?
Yeah, he said 10 off.
There.
word. See, that's a good hook. Could be do you do something on video, something physical, you know, you walking towards the camera. Some people just like writing stuff down on the camera. Um, but as far as like just getting content going, just start recording yourself doing things. Like if you're at an open house, get a video of you just opening up a door, and then you can slap some text on the top of that, and you can do a bigger post in the caption. Um, but but yeah, videos where everything is going. So you just got to start recording more of that, type of B-roll content. Start there. With what we do with the team, what seems to work for a lot of agents is we record a long form podcast and then we get it 100 clips out of that. So I just did one with Dan Bauer. We recorded it. Total took him 15 minutes to record everything. Then we cut it up. He's got now 8 clips he can post throughout the rest of the year and spread them out.
That's a big concept, just like, in our space of, I guess like repurpose content and long form to short talk form, and big thing within YouTube, but a lot of business models built off of that. And I think, to second your point there of just like, I always saw it say just go out and break stuff, right? And just, don't worry about it being professional grade and top-notch quality, and your 10th video will be better than your first, and your 100th will be better than the 10th, and so on and so forth. It's remember the purpose, right? The purpose is just to be seen. At its like bare bones, like, what are you accomplishing by doing this? Is just like you're being seen. And that's a huge element of our business from here, is just to prove that you're active and successful and, constantly in this business as a trusted resource, right? This is why this is a topic, why we're bringing such a focus to it.
Hey, Jay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
To the panel. What's your thoughts on, on those podcast type things, like what Shane was just talking about, or like blogs or something like that. What is the thought process on how you think of how effective you think like a podcast could be for like one or two agents talking about a certain topic? Or, Shane, obviously you're the king of podcasts, but I was just curious what the panel thinks about it doing, like maybe a mix of real estate related, and then maybe, who knows, maybe talk about sports, talk about stuff in Rochester, and add real estate related stuff into it at the same time. You think that's effective to do something like that, or what do you guys think?
Yes. I think I answer it so quickly from the standpoint of anything is effective. Like, you can literally do no harm on social media at this point. And think of it this point, or think of it this way, like, I guess, like, you want to be better than, the least effective post or whatever that you would see from somebody else. Right. So like, if it's just really weird or really, poorly done or poorly written or just a blurry picture or, poor lighting, etc. Right. Like, yeah, I guess that's where the harm can go. So as long as you're controlling as much as you can control, game on, do whatever. My second answer follow-up to that would be whatever you're going to do consistently, right? If you do one podcast where it was real estate and sports mixed into it and that's it, like, it's not that it was pointless, but it's just not going to have a chance to compound. I'll stop rambling. Let Shane, Tyrone, Dalton, anything you guys want to chime in on?
Yeah, I'd say anything that you're interested in and it's going to be in your authentic voice makes sense, right? Like, I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to do that. That's not me, and nobody wants to see that. But I do the comedy stuff, so I try to make some funny videos. That's in my voice. Is kind of what people would expect if they were working with me. Yeah, if you like to talk sports, definitely something to talk about for sure.
Love it.
I feel like we need to see you do a dance video now.
Yeah, start dancing. Dance for me.
I don't think I get.
I'll show you some moves, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I get health insurance here, so I don't know if I can.
All right, some specific, like, I guess, video questions. Like, and it's I guess personal to me because I haven't done one of these yet, but like, any tips? It sounds like it's, the answer is simplistic, which is great, but like you got, Tyrone, you got videos with like multiple scenes playing out, right? Is there any, hard advice or how-tos or just tips for pulling the, because now we're getting into like the production element, but you're doing it yourself. Like any comments and tips for that?
Uh, I guess you just have to imagine what you want it to look like when it's a finished product. But I wouldn't think too hard about it, man. I'll just go ahead and just film and then take different shots. You can edit it later. You can look at it and see what's the best shot and what's gonna translate best on the social media platform. But yeah, just film, get a bunch of shots, and then edit.
Love it. So just like set up the camera, do
Mhm.
your thing,
Man,
push.
I take the camera phone. I'll put it on a window ledge. I don't care. I'll put it on a garbage can. I'll open the car door and put it in the window to get an outside shot. It's just you open your mind, be creative, put the camera anywhere.
And I guess the notion of like, so like I'm thinking about the process. Like you set it on the windowsill, push
Hmm.
record, you're
Hmm.
walking out to do your thing for that
Hmm.
scene.
Hmm.
Scene over, then you're walking back to stop the recording, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
all of this would get cut up in CapCut.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Then you cut it up, cut off the beginning, cut out the end, where you see the scene being created, and then you have your live shot right there. And I found like that you put the your phone in a window ledge, like it's in pretty much artificial ring light. Like you get natural lighting. It looks good. It looks better with the light coming from the window shining on you. But
Love
it's
that.
just being creative.
Yeah, that's a great concept. And Shane mentioned it too. Just like, don't necessarily worry about like having professional lighting, to do this,
Mhm.
but position yourself to be in a place where the lighting is good enough, right? And take advantage of it. Love that. And then just like the multiple video scene or the video with multiple scenes, right? Like it's just you have all these, saved videos on your phone and you add them to CapCut one at a time, trim them down, they
Mhm.
segue.
Yep.
It's
Like
really
like
freaking easy at the end of the day. That's
it's
what you're
easy,
telling
man.
us,
It's
right? I love
easy.
it. I love it. I think the hard part for everybody will be like, okay, conceptually, if you're committed to doing videos in any sense, like, okay, what's the creation? What's the ideation process? Like, how do you come up with what you want to do?
It doesn't even have to be an original idea. Go to TikTok, look at content right there, real estate content. Use the template, use the things that they're using and make your own video on top of it.
Yeah, just that's what I tell the agents that are new to the content. Is just start following a bunch of agents and see what you like that they're doing, and then adapt and steal. Just put it in your voice, find a way to do it. There's also 100,000 different accounts that are dedicated to showing you tutorials on how influencers do what they're doing. So if you're looking to make videos at a much higher level, they'll break it down for you as far as transitions and different ways to cut things together and masking and green screen and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I'd say just like we keep on saying, just start the basics. Just start recording you talking to the camera with a quick hook. Like, hey, my buyer was just telling me this, and I want to run this past you.
Love that. I think I mean, I don't know, maybe this changes, right? But we live in this society right now where like trending and viral is just rip off and duplicated from what however it got there, right? Like that's what gets the views is just whatever the friggin' the stuff that everybody else is doing, right?
Yeah,
Like
if you're scrolling through Instagram or anything, you're gonna see 20 variations of the same video using the same trending song. It's just a matter of
right.
taking that and finding your real estate spin on it or your personal spin on it, putting it in your voice and making it authentic to yourself. Yeah, they've made it really easy. I was gonna say too, so CapCut is a great one for if you're doing it via mobile. There's also edits which Instagram put out. But if you're looking to do more stuff if you're like a Windows person, Clipchamp is a good one that's free, or you can just do things through Canva as well. Whether it's the free side or not. I
Yeah,
like I do things on the computer. I just find that poking around with my big fat thumbs on mobile is really frustrating with trying to click tiny little buttons to drag things around. So I just move everything over to my desktop and create there, and then shove it back into my phone to post out.
Love it. That's great. I mean, that's a great tip. And everybody's got Canva and whatever they call it, the upgraded version. And just what was the other app? ClickChamp?
Clipchamp. It's yeah, it's a Microsoft product. I don't know what I'm sure Apple has their own free version as well, but there's a million different ones that you can use that are free.
Yeah, love it. No, there's a bunch of stuff out there because I like when we were prep, I showed Tyrone like I don't even know what it's called, but just another video editing thing that I've been using and it works. And I've downloaded CapCut since and just find your way with it. There's no just in anything in this business, as we know, right? There's not like if you're doing something, you're doing it wrong. You do it and do it enough and find your way with it and then look to improve over time. Like that's it. Some random, I guess, questions just to hopefully keep throwing easy answers at us. Like any tips for audio, whether it be if it's a video with your voice or the music overlay or just any other audio overlay type of stuff. Anything to know in those categories, Shane or Tyrone?
Usually you can get away with your phone, especially if you're working indoors, right? It's when you go outside and are shooting stuff there that you're going to start losing your voice. You can pick up a Bluetooth microphone pretty cheap, and that's why you'll see people online just like holding up a microphone to their thing. Or you could just use, your AirPods, or if you have a wired headphone that's got a microphone in there. If you're doing stuff with your voice, yeah, that's important. And there's ways like I come from the audio production world, so I'm pulling audio out of our video and throwing it into audio editors. But the Facebook and Instagram has picked up on the audio stuff. They have ways to boost it and optimize it through there. So does Canva. There's a way to optimize your audio in there where they're making things sound the same volume and boosting it so people can hear it. And on that note too, a lot of people aren't watching stuff with audio on, so you're going to want to put captions. Make sure that that's on there as well.
Is that within Instagram or Facebook type of option, or is that like more of a CapCut creation thing?
Yeah, Instagram or Facebook, they have the option to do it in their app when you're posting. I've found that those editors have been kind of shoddy, but yeah, Clipchamp will have it, Canva will have the option for it. Yeah, you're gonna want to put them in there and just make sure that they're in a space where people are gonna see it and not get blocked by other things.
Very cool. Tyrone, anything audio wise on your end?
No, pretty much everything Shane said. Also in the editor, like when you're adding audio on top, you can actually extract audio from scene or from videos or things you have already in your phone. When you do add the audio overlay, you typically probably want to turn off the audio on the actual video, so there's not the background noise. But everything Shane said is pretty spot on.
What about, I'm trying to find it, it's not loading. Like you did one where you were just like singing, but you weren't singing, right? Is that how'd you pull that one off?
Oh, that actually was me. I recorded that, and then
You were okay. There you go. Right.
yeah, I recorded that, had it mixed, and yeah, did a video. Shane shot a video for me on it.
Stand up there, Jason. Let's see that one.
I've tried, my freaking feed is stalled out.
Dang.
Hold up.
Didn't know you were.
That's all. I didn't realize you were singing it, man. Good for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So yeah, not everybody's gonna dance, not everybody's gonna sing. That's okay, but if you're willing to, like, it gets noticed, right? So, other random question on the, or not random, but on this like video creation stuff, like the not the captions, but like I guess like captions as part of the video. right? Like like any words that you're emphasizing or whatever the concept is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that all done through CapCut?
Yeah, you can add you mean like in the beginning of the video, like where you have the words come up on top and like,
Yeah,
yeah, you can add all of that text in the app.
love it, love it. What are we missing on video so far? What do we not cover? Anybody have any questions or any, Shane, Tyrone, anything that's kind of obvious that we didn't touch on yet?
I mean, like when posting videos, I did do like a little research through Chat GPT. Like you want to figure out when the best time to post is to get the biggest audience and to get the algorithm to work on your side. And I found that the best time is lunch hours, 11 to 1, and then 5 to 7 when people are getting off of work. You can also set your videos to you can schedule a post through Facebook or Instagram so that you can post it during that time. Just get it over with. Post the video and say, I want this to post at 6, and then it'll post it later at 6 for you.
Love it.
With Instagram too, you can, if you're in a business Instagram, you can go in and look at when your followers are the most active. So rather than like ChatGPT, which is going to be the world's followers, like just average, you can look at when your followers are the most active.
Love it. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's cool. Good tip. Any day of the week doesn't really matter, or do you try to post like on specific days at specific times, or is it just more so within those high view optimized hours?
Yeah, I just try to post any day of the week in the high traffic hours. Of course, according to ChatGPT, the weekends the traffic is a little different. So I
Sure.
just want to find out when the high traffic hours are and post.
When people aren't at work, they're not on social media, but when they're at work, they're on social media. It's crazy how that works.
Funny. Um, Anything on video? I mean, we could spend the rest of the time just on any other marketing outside of video, right? Because the overall theme here for everybody is just like do something. It doesn't have to be video related, but do something, and then try to level up from there. But
Well, but social media, it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours medium. So even if you're not recording stuff, it's really important. Just start commenting on other people's stuff and liking people's stuff because when you do start posting, they're gonna be more likely to interact with your stuff. Uh, or if you're gonna even be more strategic with it, just be like, hey, here's my, you can create a pod of like, here's 10 agents. Be like, hey, anytime I post something, like and comment on it, I'll do it for you as well. Or that could be something you, as you're talking to agents throughout, your real estate career. It's like, hey, just, trying to build my social media stuff. I know you are too. Let's work together. I'll make sure I give you some engagement if you give me some engagement too, and share this stuff out.
I love that. I love that. I'll be vulnerable to say like and this is recent for me. Like I always say, like I'm here in the trenches with you guys and not just making recommendations on what to do. I'm doing them with you. So this social media marketing journey on my end is very recent and vulnerable to say like my next level that I need to get to is like that engagement and commenting and liking on other people's stuff and just really um, amping that up because it does play out, right? And arguably, I guess I don't know that may be just as important or more important than your post itself because now you do have this like hybrid direct communication type of vibe thing that you're creating with the people that you're engaging with, right? Because again, like go where people are located at, like go to the room where the audience is at. And right now it's less of like a ballroom and more of behind a screen. So when you're there and work in the room appropriately, like that's how business is done. It's how it's always been done. Networking, socialization, etc. Right? That's where the money's made, and we've just got this recent in the last 20 years new wave of how people go about their life. I think that's important to like realize, right? Like social media is only 20 years old. So it's a good amount of time now, but also, people have been talking to each other since the beginning of time.
Yeah, and also along the lines of engagement. So the whole reason we're doing this is to create leads, to get business. So when you get a person who comments, you always want to respond to them immediately. That also creates more visibility. And then what I do is people who regularly comment, I'll even slide in the DMs like, hey, how'd you like that video? Or are you interested in the business in real estate? And that's created a couple of leads for me recently. So yeah, the goal is always creating leads and creating business.
Tyrone here, sliding in the DMs, creating leads. Sure you are, pal.
Another another like easy engagement. After one of the, I can't remember what speaker told us it, but like I put in my day at like 7 o'clock to just go on Facebook and comment on 10 things. And
Yeah.
then another weird one that I did, which I didn't even do intentionally, but like every morning at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, I'm in the sauna warming up at the gym. Well, Facebook says, hey, here's a list of everybody's birthday that's today at that hour. It'll get you an automatic notification saying this is a list of people's birthdays. I just go in and click the automatic post on every single person's. So it's like, hey, Jesse Sanfilippo says happy birthday. I didn't put any effort into any of those posts. I just clicked post, 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 post. And now I just popped up on 10 random people's feeds that
Yep.
other people will all see.
It's
And
easy.
it's literally, you can do it effortlessly.
Well, you could do it in a manner that just allows you to be super consistent. And I love the time block sense of things, right? Anywhere you can be time blocked, I think is important. My take on things for our business overall is like I understand, trying to time block your day from 8 or 9 to 5, 6, 7 p.m., right, is really tough as a business owner because like everything that you're doing is for the purpose of going out and being on appointments. So when there's an appointment, take it. And it's tough to really, just have a hard like, well, no, I'm time blocked for this activity. I can't meet with you. That's my take on that topic for, the general coaching playbook for this industry, right? Now, with that said, it's not to say it's not possible to be really time blocked, for your on the business activity generation, lead generation, social generation, whatever you want to call it, those activities. You can have that play out. Just gets tough to like have a fully time block schedule day in and day out, week in and week out. Now, all that to say, like I think social media time blocking becomes important because, if you're not, you know, chasing the objective in the time that you have, now you can easily go down the rabbit hole, start cracking out, and you just got to understand social media is doing its job. That's the intention, to suck you in and have you scrolling and flying through reels and whatever else, right? So it's just working when it gets to the point where it's like, you are cracking out, as I say to my kids. So set up these time blocks, set up these clear cut objectives of, like Jesse said, of, I'm going to comment on 10 posts of other people per day, like 10, comment on 5, DM 1, whatever the method is that you do. You cannot do any wrong, but, everybody happy birthday daily, go through like 10 posts, like that can all be done in like 10 minutes, if that. I've told many of you this, but like I have a hack of I set a timer on my social media apps on my phone so that when I hit 20 minutes during the week, time's up. This way, stops me from, during business hours scrolling, right? Because it's a knee-jerk reaction type of thing. And I've kind of learned, I've trained myself to where it's like I do like some, scrolling on my, like I'm human, right? I want to look at stupid stuff just like everybody else does. I want to be entertained. It's a form of entertainment, right? So like I've found myself like, okay, I know my timer. want to save it for when I'm, laying in bed at night when the kids are, and there's nothing else to do and kind of downtime. So those sorts of hacks play out, but love it. What else? Marketing wise, what do we got? Did we miss anything on the agenda, Tyrone, that I sent for what to cover? I think I got it all. All right. Well,
Or muted. Yeah, I think we covered everything.
yeah, I appreciate your time, Shane. Thank you for coming on as well.